Wait, where is my video though? Wait, what? Oh, I'm on the wrong account still. Oh. Never mind. Switch accounts, please. Switch to my porn account. Smile. This one! It's about breast. Was anyone here play breast? I played breast before. I played breast before. Was anyone here play breast? I used to. Never. I played a little rest. Make myself small.
People are gonna keep buying cheats.
This video is called the cheat.
There is no
The cheat that is killing Rust.
Winners never cheat. This was Gary Newman's response to the first ban wave initiated in the history of the
It's a video called the cheat that is killing Rust.
the survival game Rust. As the founder of Rust,
Rust cheating is so bad. I know, right?
he was confident that in 2014, his company, CheatPunch Studios, would be able to eventually eliminate cheating from their game. But now, a decade later in 2024, the war against cheats rages on. So while winners never cheat, are the cheaters starting to win? Companies across the globe such as Easy Anti-Cheat, BattleEye, Valve, and Riot Games
I've been playing recently, and every other player is a cheater.
have put in every effort
I haven't played it in a couple. I haven't played it in years now, actually. I haven't played it
to
in years.
minimize the impact of cheaters, but it's never seemed to be enough. And now there's a new weapon being used. Originally designed to save users from encrypted viruses, is now being used to compromise games and their player bases.
Oh, I know what that is. Oh, yes, I know what this is. I know what this is. It's DMA. Direct Memory Access.
Direct memory access, or better known as
Oh my,
DMA,
how did I know?
a device that can operate outside of the view of a majority of anti-cheat measures. A device many feel will ruin multiplayer games entirely. And while developers
I remember looking into this like crazy. I had like a huge argument with one of my friends about cheating in Fear from Tarkov. And this is what they're using in Tarkov to... Using direct memory access, like video cards in their PC. Like physical devices to cheat.
scramble to find solutions, the Chinese have entered the playing field in scaling the manufacturing capabilities of DMA to new levels never seen before. And with the sales of
I wonder how many cheaters in Warfender uses this. How many
Russian
cheaters
cheating
in
software
Warfender
and account
uses this, you
sorting,
think?
this has everyone wondering if we can truly ever eliminate cheating. Will players ever be able to enjoy
Wait, okay, so here's one thing. We're never ever going to completely eliminate cheating fully. There's always going to be cheaters. We're just trying to minimize them. There's always going to be cheaters.
the games they've invested their
In
time
any
and money
multiplayer
into,
game.
or are we victims of a system we ultimately created? This is the cheat that is killing Rust. And so where does this all begin? Well, it begins with a game of any kind. A developer or game studio wants to make something fun, and so with that, a game is created. For CheatPunch Studios in 2014, that game was Rust. Cheating has always been a common practice in gaming, and Gary Newman, having already experienced commercial success with Gary's Mod, knew that cheating was just around the corner, and Rust seemed very promising. The world
Yeah, cheating is always going to be a thing. Always. And make it an illegal thing. That's really scary though, right? It's illegal how you use your PC. Like, wait, like it's like I don't want I want the government fucking with my PC. Okay, ain't gonna hold you. I don't want the government to tell me what programs can have been installed. I think it is a legal issue too. It is a legal issue for the cheat developers. I've seen. A lot of cheat developers are getting sued. But they're not getting sued for cheating. They're getting sued for a copyright infringement. Like in South Korea. It's a big thing in South Korea.
war on cheats begins with what we call the flooding period. During this time, whether out of malicious intent or general curiosity, developers and players attempt to exploit a new game system.
Yeah, when we see hacks, we mean like cheating in video games. But also, We don't mean like fucking a keylogger cheating someone's bank account, right? We mean like hacking, cheating in CS:GO and stuff.
Some enjoy the satisfaction of breaking the rules, others wait on the sidelines, looking for ways to monetize their exploits. While there's
Rust hack, this, if you download this hack, your PC is gone, by the way. Rust hack download 2014.
Others
Okay,
wait
bro.
on the sidelines, looking for ways to monetize their exploits.
You're getting your
fucking
fucking account
The most
stolen.
common cheats seen are usually the following: extrasensory perception, also known as ESP, aimbot for perfect accuracy, and movement cheats, such as speed hacking, Spider-Manning, and super jumping. A few players with these advantages might have minimal impact on
Is this what is the game? Is this Rust? Is this Rust? What is this? It looks so ugly. What the fuck is this? What is this
average
game?
players' experience. But the real issue arises with the concept of mob mentality. If a player is repeatedly killed by a cheater, they may be tempted to start cheating themselves, which leads to a vicious cycle of mass cheating adoption. In response to this wave of cheating, Gary Newman, a developer himself, initiated their first anti-cheat measure, known as CheatPunch. While CheatPunch was never a permanent solution, it had a positive effect on Rust, banning over 4,500 players from their new 50,000-strong player base. Unfortunately, FacePunch Studios was a small team and lacked the resources to continue their war on cheats while keeping pace with Rust development. As time went on, CheatPunch failed to stop cheaters, leading to a dramatic decline in Rust player base, with only 6,000 players remaining. In December of 2014, all hope seemed lost. But what many didn't know at the time was that Gary Newman had a plan to resolve the problems through a new partnership with Easy Anti-Cheat, better known as EAC. Founded in 2006, EAC allowed game studios to focus on developing their games, while they took on the challenge of combating cheaters. With the new version of experimental Rust on the rise, this partnership would provide a significant barrier to entry for cheaters, ensuring that Rust would survive. FacePunch Studios had won the battle, but not yet the war. EAC had successfully disrupted activities of casual cheaters, otherwise known as script kiddies, and Rust remained relatively cheat-free from 2015 to 2017. However, everyone had forgotten that seasoned hackers had been breaking into EAC for years, and it wouldn't be long before they found new ways to ruin Rust again. Rust has always been unique.
The whole point of EAC, right? And all the third-party cheat, anti-cheat developers is to take over, right? To do the work of detecting cheats, so the developers don't have to.
And the time investment it demands from its players will often.
Because doing anti-cheat is a lot of work. That's why, like, what developers has their own anti-cheats? It's like Riot. What other companies have their own anti-cheat? It's Riot, they have Vanguard. Valve, they have VAC. VAC is really bad, right? But like Valve and Riot are fucking gigantic, right? They're both like many billion-dollar companies. Call of Duty, Activision is also huge, right? It's Activision and Infinity Ward, there's huge companies, right? Also, COD, like, basically didn't have an anti-cheat, right? Yeah, the only companies that have anti-cheats in-house are, like, gigantic companies. Like, the rest developers, no way. They just have to get easy anti-cheat. Like, there's no way. Or, like, Battle.ai, I guess. They just can't make it themselves. It's just too much resources.
Build their identities around mastering the game and its mechanics. For many, this meant mastering the AK recoil. In 2018,
Then God didn't have their own anti-cheats for a long time. I think so. But easy anti-cheat has been around for many years now. And now we have Battle.ai.
Rust introduced what seemed to be the final gunplay changes, sparking intense competition among players to master weapons.
Valve anti-cheat is good. You're being funny.
Yet, some players, unwilling to invest the time, turned to scripts to stay competitive. Recoil scripts, particularly auto hotkey, or AHK.
These are so hard to detect. In modern hardware, like modern mouses and keyboards, You can load these scripts onto your keyboard or mouse, like inside your mouse. So it's not even on the PC at all. And then you can use the macro. It's so hard to detect.
Became widely used. Cheating was coming back to Rust, and
Let me show you one thing. Never mind.
no one
Actually,
knew
after.
how to handle it. To make matters worse, FacePunch took years to officially define whether scripting was actually considered cheating, which had left the doors open for players to decide if they were willing to take the potential risk for such an advantage. When the first ban wave targeting AHK scripts were implemented by EAC, many innocent players using guitar scripts to play music were caught in the crossfire. This led to EAC reversing these bans to avoid penalizing regular players. Scripting turned out to be a much tougher issue to tackle than many had anticipated. Today, this practice
scripting is crazy hard. Valve takes SnapTap? Yeah, but they don't ban you. They don't ban you. They just kick you from the server. And they don't detect Snapchat by actually detecting a hack, right? They detect Snapchat by the inhuman response levels. So that they don't directly detect it. That's why they can't ban you for it. Because there will be people that use Snapchat that don't use SnapTap, but will get kicked for using it. Because it's like the response time, right? So it's not actually, they're not directly detecting SnapTap. They're detecting the player input.
is known as legit cheating, where players use scripts to gain a competitive edge, while avoiding more obvious cheats to reduce the risk of getting caught. As issues spiraled out of control into 2019, with many top players and clans scripting to unprecedented levels, a Taiwanese company...
I saw the Snapchat, the snap tap thingy. I saw snap tapping becoming a thing. That's like part of the reason why I bought this keyboard. I bought a Wooting. The Wooting came slightly before SnapTap, but they call it like rapid trigger or something. Like I was like, that's sick. Being able to like strafe really strong, that's really sick. And then they banned it. But like, the next debate is having a fast response on your keyboard cheating? Is the SnapTap actually cheating?
In the chaos. A4 Tech, an electronics company that expanded to the United States in 2015, gained a significant edge over other mouse companies with their product, the Bloody Mouse. Widely regarded as the best device for scripting in Rust, it quickly became popular among players. As 2019 drew to a close,
if you guys don't know what SnapTap is, it's not crazy. It's not like aim bots or auto aim. SnapTap Caesar. You'll see what it looks like.
This keyboard comes with Razer trade skin strafe, just like Nullbinds, but on a hardware level. But this won't magically make you face it level 10. And as a newbie, you still have to learn how to counter strafe. This is...
Yeah, it's like, if you haven't played CSGO, this is like all super alien to you. But it's basically in CSGO, when you're strafing, right, pressing A and D, your accuracy gets really bad. So you have to counter strafe to make your recall more accurate, or you need to make your crosshair more accurate. And this just makes that a lot easier. It makes it pretty much perfect. It makes the counter strafe. You're holding one direction, and you press the other one, and then it resets your accuracy. Yeah, it disables, like, if you hold A, even if you still hold A, so here's how it actually works. If you hold A, and then you press D, it will automatically release A and press D. Will automatically release, even if you don't actually release it in real life. If you're holding A and you press D, without even letting go of A, the D will be in the input.
Isn't some kind of magic fix to my aim, but there are some moments that very much give it away. Here's where I think SnapTap, after trying...
It's really strong, it's really important. Yeah, Overwatch Trapping 2 is crazy. Untonak Tracer, let me see if I can find what. Was it this one? Oh, this one, yeah.
This is what game movement looks like on Razer's
Like, look at,
new
like, it's this.
keyboard.
Let's
It
see how
achieves
fast they wiggle back and
perfect
forth.
strafing inputs. No movement overlap, no delay between direction changes. This movement accuracy is 100% impossible.
And basically gives you, like, perfect strafing.
FacePunch Studios announced a ban on the Bloody Mouse, followed by multiple bans targeting scripters, but it was already too late. Scripting had become so widespread that players who were known for their skills didn't want to lose their reputation or titles and continued to cheat until they were banned. While EAC and Rust had tried their best to resolve the issue, another game studio was developing a new anti-cheat system, which they believed could end the problem once and for all. In 2000,
That's the thing. You say freaking hardware dev. But that's true. There is difference in hardware. There is actual measurable difference in hardware. If you have a really high refresh rate monitor, we're talking like 360 Hz, you will literally see the enemy before someone with like 60 FPS.
21, Riot Games released Valorant. Praised for its unique competitive
Ping too.
matchmaking,
Yeah, Ping
the
is
game
like,
also drew
just
attention for its
cooked.
unprecedented anti-cheat system, Vanguard. Known as the most invasive anti-cheat software on the market,
What's up, Blubberous?
Vanguard effectively eliminated cheating for a short period. While software cheats seem
Vanguard is the best anti-cheat software for sure. I think it is at least. I don't think anyone has made anything better than Vanguard. Vanguard is so good. If you're cheating in other games, sometimes Vanguard will detect you and ban you in Valorant. It's so good. It will catch you doing other stuff. Yes, Vanguard is the kernel level one. If you want to use Vanguard, after installing it, you have to reboot your PC. So it's like it started with the kernel level thingy.
to be under control, hardware cheats emerged as the new threat. It was time for a device called DMA to serve a new purpose. But before we continue, ad time. Imagine.
Oh my god.
A salute system, a unique blueprint. Join Vanity landscape on 3 levels. At the bottom, we have Valve Anti-Cheat, better known as VAC, which operates in the user mode. Valve, the company that owns Steam, uses VAC
Yeah, like VAC is like laughably easy to bypass. It's basically not even a anti-cheat.
to protect users by accessing game files and memory by searching for common cheat signatures. However, VAC does not go beyond this basic level of protection. Next, we have companies like BattleEye and Epic Games, who owns Easy Anti-Cheat.
But you can't turn down. You can't turn off Vanguard if you want to. You can't turn it off. But after turning Vanguard off, if you want to play a Vanguard game, you have to turn it back on and then restart your PC. Because some cheats load in when you're starting your PC. Like when you're like restarting your PC, that's when the cheat starts. It's fucking insane.
Which provides a kernel-level anti-cheat solution while the game is running. The kernel is a core part of the computer's operating system that communicates
while
with
the game is
software
running,
and
you hear that?
hardware. EAC or BattleEye
While
can
the
look
game is
beyond
running.
game files and memory, where they can identify if exploits are being used, making it much more difficult for players to cheat while playing Rust. Finally, we have the highest level of protection, Vanguard and Faceit Anti-Cheat. This software is the most invasive, as it uses a bootkit to access the player's computer, even
It's literally a bootkit. This anti-cheat starts when you start it starts before you start your PC. This anti-cheat starts like looking for cheat as you're booting Windows.
when the game is not running. To put it simply, if Valorant were an airport and the cheat was a smuggled drug, VAC would be like a security camera, EAC and BattleEye like metal detectors, and Faceit and Vanguard similar to guards doing a full bag check with a narcotics dog. While these measures make cheating harder, it's always still possible. Now let's focus on what cheating in Rust looks like.
I'll tell you guys the whole point of anti-cheats. the whole point of anti-cheats is not to catch every single cheater ever. It's supposed to make cheating harder and more expensive. The harder it is to cheat, and the more expensive and the more risky it is to cheat, less people will do it. For example, you can do this right now. You can check this right now if you want to. Search Counter-Strike hack in Google, and you will find multiple actually working cheats for like $10 a month. But if you search Escape from Tarkov hack or Valorant hack, you'll find cheats that are $500 per week. $500 per week, and you need to buy a $500 DMA card. That's the difference. A lot more people are willing to pay $10 than $1,000, right?
As you are roaming,
Making
raiding, or
it harder
building a
to cheat?
base, Rust is reading and
the
writing
whole
to your
point.
PC's memory, which is commonly known as your RAM. This happens in what we will call the user space. Under the user level, there is the kernel space, where EAC operates to protect Rust. For most cheat applications to work, it needs to communicate with the driver and find a bypass or a weak point in the EAC software. The bypass serves as an entry point for the cheat application to run. In the case of the Vanguard anti-cheat for Valorant, the program both monitors the user mode and kernel space, similar to EAC. The big difference, however, is Vanguard will do that whether the game is running or not, making it extremely invasive for any cheating software. And while this may seem like the most effective system, and it was for a short time, something no anti-cheat company can fully control is hardware. Direct memory access, or DMA, is a technique that allows hardware components in computer systems to access system memory independently of the CPU. Think of a DMA.
But this, if you want to start cheating, DMA is crazy. DMA is actually crazy. To cheat with DMA, you have to buy some sketchy ass electronics off of China, and there's crazy guy that gets to you, and then you have to buy custom firmware for it. It's
DMA device like plugging in a graphics card into your motherboard. While a graphics card handles rendering images, a DMA device can be used for more specialized tasks, many of which can be malicious, as a DMA card allows an attacking PC to communicate with the RAM on a hardware level, which remains invisible.
Oh, and by right and taste. But if you're using a DMA, one of these DMA cards, you need two PCs. One PC that runs the cheat, and one PC who runs the game.
Visible to Vanguard. Vanguard cannot distinguish between a legitimate Elgato capture card used for recording gameplay or a compromised DMA card with cheats for Rust. This leaves the anti-cheat software unable to fully defend its game. Historically, DMA devices have been used for good, such as IT personnel accessing
income gap. Actually, though, it's literally, if you want to cheat in Tarkov or Valorant or League of Legends, it's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of dollars.
Computers encrypted with viruses through DMA. However, the strong measures implemented by Vanguard and other anti-cheat companies have forced cheaters to adapt to new levels of protection. While cheaters have adapted, so have anti-cheating companies. Services like Vanguard have begun to advance into better detection of DMA firmware, but the introduction of hardware cheats has made the battle against cheating much.
Hey, it might have made a bad need to cheat. Just fucking play CAS and KV1Bs. Just play KV1E and CAS. It's basically cheating.
Much more complex for many games. For a long time, it didn't make sense for Rust cheaters to invest into this expensive hardware, as scripting in Rust was difficult to detect from 2019 to 2021. But this all changed in 2022 with the combat update, which altered the recoil for every weapon. However, players who had relied on their previous advantages felt the need to adapt beyond scripts to maintain their competitive edge. This is where DMA became a significant problem. Purchasing scripts or engaging in legit cheating is relatively...
I think think is overstating. I think is overstating how big of a problem this is. There is a fucking minuscule amount of cheaters who go to this length. Very few people will spend hundreds of dollars to cheat. Very few people. Just imagine, it's like spending $10 versus spending $500. It's a very big difference. I think there's a very small minority of people that are cheating with
Low
DMAs.
cost and easy to access. Using more advanced cheats like aimbots and ESP is easier to detect and more expensive for the risk of getting banned. However, with the aid of Chinese manufacturing, DMA devices have become more affordable than ever. Previously, these devices were homemade, costing over $1,000 and requiring significant hardware expertise. But with the high demand now, manufacturing capabilities have been scaled up, making it ideal for Chinese suppliers, who already dominate the electronics market, to produce these devices at a fraction of the original cost.
Oh, way more! Oh, way more! The cheats cost more than the game itself. The cheats cost literally 100 times more in the game. That's the thing with these cheaters. That's why these people that buy these like super expensive cheats, the people that buy this setup, you literally can't ban them. They'll just buy another copy on a different Steam account. They have a whole setup, so they like wipe their history, and they don't like get automatically detected. It's like all the cheaters get banned and then they're gone. Except like these guys. These guys are like the ultimate STD. These guys are the ultimate venereal disease of people that you can't get rid of them. They've spent $1,000 to cheat in Rest. You think one ban is gonna stop them? Are you crazy? They're actually the ultimate STD. They're like HIV. These cheaters are HIV. You can never get rid of them. You have to ban them every time they get a new account. They already spent $1,000 on cheats. Spending $10. Spending $10 to buy a new account is nothing, right? Spending $10 to buy a new Rust account that's been stolen is nothing compared to how much effort they spent into like setting up this shit. You cannot get rid of them ever. You have to ban them over and over and over and over and over again. Forever.
Now, DMA is much more accessible. So much, in fact, you've probably been to a store that sells this device. Well,
it's crazy how far it'll go to just win a game. The crazy part is, in Rest, there is no winning. You don't win Rest. You don't win Rest, just like you don't win Tarkov. This isn't like a fucking... You don't win. You play forever. That's why it's even more like turbo schizo disgusting. Like, what are you doing? You spent $1,000 to beat someone in like a gunfight? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Go outside, bro. Get a job.
It may be easy to blame China manufacturers for making DMA more accessible. They only provide the hardware, unaware of how it might be used. It's ultimately the Russians who develop the software that make these cheats possible. Russia's unregulated cyberspace results in limited consequences for cyber crimes, positioning Russians at the forefront of developing cheating software. Additionally, their economy has historically provided cheaper access to games, aligning closer to the value of the Russian ruble, which supports the selling of cheap Steam accounts alongside their arsenal of cheating software. While DMA will never replace the traditional cheating market.
But the thing is, guys, 99.9999, maybe 9.9, 99.9% of cheaters, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just buying a cheat online. It's probably 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000 that actually know how to make cheats. So if you legally go after that one person and stop him from making cheats, You kill the entire tree, right? You kill all of them. Every single cheater relying on that one developer suddenly doesn't have cheat anymore. Right?
It has become a strong
You gotta go for the head of the snake. You gotta go for the source. Suing individual cheaters will never work. You have to go for the source. The person, the people making the cheats, those are the ones you have to go for.
alternative for long-term cheaters. So if you can't beat them, why not join them? Here's what you risk if you decide to cheat. Cheating has never been safe, and while not illegal in the Western world, cheating is a gateway to activities that are extremely illegal. For a cheating business, as much as they might enjoy cheating, they're here to make a profit. And what's more profitable?
Oh, by the way, all these fucking cheating companies, all these developers, every single fucking one of them, they're all installing viruses on your PC. Trust me, every single one of these cheat developers, they are installing viruses on your PCs, Bitcoin miners, Ethereum miners, keyloggers, etc., 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 etc. Every single one of them. Every single one. So, like, you're sacrificing your privacy. You're giving your bank details, and you're basically giving your PC. You're basically... No, they're not collecting data. These aren't like data brokers. They're literally keylogging your banking details. They're literally getting access to your bank. They're getting access to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Discord, your Steam. They don't give a fuck about your data. There's only like... Data brokers need, like, they need millions of people. Data brokers only works with millions of people. Isn't the cheat just installed on the second throwaway PC? For the expensive ones? The cheat program itself is installed in the second PC. But you're plugging in into your main PC. You're plugging in a cheat card. It's cheat hardware, right? It's like a graphics card, except it's for cheats. And it's made by cheaters. It's made by unscrupulous, disgusting people. It's like if you guys have like 10 PCs to throw away, but I guess maybe you'll stay safe.
Personal information. Installing any cheating application opens you up to the risk of a botnet, commonly referred to as ratting, where these cheat applications give the sellers remote access tools to your computer, allowing them to access all your information stored online. And while it may seem safer to cheat with a DMA device, these devices can also be compromised with harmful firmware. Does it really make sense purchasing expensive equipment?
I'm an English major. Like, look at this. That's the thing. Okay, so here's. I'm not going to touch on this. But there's a reason why this one is so much more expensive than this one. The reason why that non-custom firmware can get detected by anti-cheats. Say 100 people buy this one. When this gets detected, all 100 people gets banned. This one has custom firmware that's a one of one. Only one person has this firmware. So that you will not get banned unless you are the one person that gets detected. That's why this is so much more expensive. This one is useless. This one does nothing. It doesn't have the firmware. This one does nothing. This one lets you cheat. But all the other people who bought this package, they all have the same weakness. They all get banned at the same time. This guy does not get banned. Even if you guys get detected, this guy is safe.
monthly subscriptions for cheating when you're putting everything at risk?
Also, by the way, it's $750.
Does it really make sense
Here's like,
purchasing
you guys
expensive
think
equipment?
$750, right? That's just this device. They're also paying hundreds of dollars per week just to use it. You need to get this, and you also need to get a subscription to a cheating service. Look, after buying this $750 card, you're also paying $300 a week for the cheat. Like, these people are fucking insane. They're sick. They're spending actually thousands of dollars to cheat.
And paying monthly subscriptions for cheating when you're putting everything at risk? In 2000,
Wait, do you see the price
paying
there?
monthly subscriptions for cheating when you're putting
Like $129 per month. $18 for one day. $18 for one day. That's fucking insane. Hello? $18 per day? What? Imagine any other service like this. That's insane, no? $18 per day. That's 400. Wait, that's 440. That's no. 500. That's $540 per month. $540 per month.
thing at risk? In 2023, several
Plus the $700 fucking card. So to cheat for 1 month, these motherfuckers pay $1,300. You gotta be fucking dedicated. You have to be fucking dedicated to pay that much money to cheat for like a month. What the fuck? Like, who are these guys? These guys are demons. Over $1,000 to cheat for 1 month, by the way. And the rest, where there isn't even a winner. There isn't even a winner.
popular Rust cheat sites were infiltrated by a gray hat hacker who uncovered disturbing details
There isn't
about
even
how
a winner. You don't even gain you don't even gain anything. You just spend $1,000 to cheat, and you have nothing to show for it. It's worthless.
these sites were using their customers' information. Toolcub, a recognized developer in the cheating industry, shared his insights on the dangers of buying cheats.
These cheat providers, they don't use real encryption, they use obfuscation. So we was able to do a MySQL injection directly into this guy's database. I done like a huge deep dive and found the source code he was using and what he edited. So I sent it all to Alistair. So we found out that you could just use any user and any password as long as the hardware ID that he was looking for was correct. The thing we found with this guy is after we got into his database, he was recording people's screens and taking screenshots as well. I have to give Tagknife, which is an ex-admin of Unknown Cheats, I have to give him some credit because he's the one who pointed me to the vectors that were working because I was struggling. I gave Alistair his own login and stuff so he could log in or send it to EAC. I'd say 99% of these cheat developers don't know what the fuck they're doing, number one. Number two, they're buying off of a real developer and reselling it. What the developer does is he puts a little rat in. The developer knows the other guy's going to do this, and the other guy just puts another rat in. So there's two rats. The more users you get onto your...
They could be screenshotting your porn and blackmailing you. I mean, it's way worse than that. They will access your web camera while you're jerking off to porn. Take a picture of you. Take a picture of you while you're jerking off to porn. And then, blackmail you. It's way worse than taking a picture of your porn. They'll take a picture of you. And they'll take a picture of your bank account login. And your, yeah.
botnet, the
Good
more
luck.
power you have to...
Good luck. No, wait. If I just left chat. Wait, Urupai like Weppy's hard drive. What is it again? Yeah, what do you know about the porn itself? I'm joking, Urupai. I'm joking.
You attack with, if you're going to use like distributed denial of service attacks, the ability to dump a bunch of user data that could be sold onto either companies, these Indian tech support scammers and shit like that. They buy a lot. If you're generally just downloading published stuff from real authors, you won't have a problem whatsoever.
If so much damage is being caused to companies, players, and even cheaters themselves, why haven't we found a solution? The challenge lies in the fact that anti-cheat development isn't taught in schools. Ironically, many current anti-cheat developers started as cheat developers. With no clear career path, recruiting skilled anti-cheat developers is difficult.
Yeah, there's many actual, like... I was very on the nose in my pie. If you buy a good laptop, or a good webcam, there's a recording light, right? There's a recording light. At the recording light next to the web camera, right? And that's hardwired. That recording light is hardwired. So if the camera is on, you will know. You will see it is on. Most like that's how it usually works. It's like hardwired. If the camera has power, if the camera in the web camera has any kind of power, the recording light will turn on. And like no hacking or cheating or software can ever turn it off.
And very expensive. Despite the challenges faced by anti-cheating companies, Easy Anti-Cheat deserves major recognition. It has recently become one of the most effective
That's the thing. As someone who has some knowledge with this stuff, motherfuckers hating. People are hating with Easy Anti-Cheat. Or hating on BattleEye. It's like such a disgusting pro-cheater move. Like, Easy Anti-Cheat has done more for fair play than any other, like, program ever.
Anti-cheat systems, especially with its new ability to detect driverless DMA firmware. EAC has also seen success with the developments of Cerberus, a tool that analyzes player statistics to identify potential cheaters. Whispers88, a well-known Rust server developer, recognized for his Vanish and Skinner plugins.
Snell, stop using this. Well, not Easy Anti-Cheat and BattleEye are both very, 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 very good anti-cheats. They're both very good anti-cheats. They're in like the top 5. Easy Anti-Cheat and BattleEye are both amazing anti-cheats. Compared to the thousands of shitty anti-cheats, they're very good. So like, when people come out and they're like, oh, Easy Anti-Cheat, oh, that's worthless. That just tells me, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Sure to
Isn't Easy Anti-Cheat cheap? These anti-cheat developers, they engage in partnerships, right? With the game developers. I have zero insight. I have zero insight on how much Gaijin or any other people are paying for anti-cheats. I have no idea. It's probably millions of dollars, but I don't know. That's not something I know about. It's about implementation, Gloom. If you only have 40 players, and 4 of them are cheat developers, like, your game is just fucked. Your game is just fucked, right? Because first of all, Easy Anti-Cheat, the Easy Anti-Cheat and the Tribes developers aren't going to spend tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop new anti-cheats to protect the 34 players that game has, right? But Fortnite, War Thunder, and all these other big games, spending $100,000 to develop anti-cheats specifically for War Thunder is very worth it, right?
Thoughts on the recent actions FacePunch and EAC have taken to combat cheaters.
There's no guidebook when it comes to how to deal with cheaters or hackers in Rust. Some of the noticeable changes, FacePunch did change the way that they compile the game assembly. So with IL2 CPP, it's made it a little bit harder for us devs to understand what's going on with the client code, but it's also removed the way of just being able to sort of almost drag and drop a text file into Rust and then be able to use it for cheats. Rust definitely has a younger community that can be taken advantage of. So it's good to see FacePunch starting to take down some of the media that does glorify cheats. Admins have a bit of a responsibility to reduce the amount of media attention that they are giving to cheaters in their communities. And this also means not using cheaters for YouTube content and such. Past few updates more recently been potential new solutions, dynamic offsets, the changing of how player IDs are networked. With a bit more time, we'll start to understand if the solutions are effective. Right now, AI has come a bit of a buzzword, and there's definitely some developers and modders working on AI solutions at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if EAC have started working on AI-based solutions as well.
Ultimately, it's always been a game of cat and mouse. Developers ban exploits, and cheaters find ways to bypass them. This cycle runs forever, and in the real world has been seen in much worse ways. Do you remember the war on drugs?
What kind of people are we if we continue to tolerate an invisible,
Do
lawless
you guys
enemy?
remember the war on
In the
drugs?
1980s, President Ronald Reagan's
It's stopped,
campaign
right?
to
The war
combat
on
drug
drug is
use
over,
led to
right?
numerous high-profile arrests, but cartels constantly adapted, and drugs never went away. So, is the war on drugs, or in our case, the war on cheats, just a lost cause? Not necessarily. As we have learned from the war on drugs, the goal is not to eliminate the problem, but to prevent the harm it causes. Drugs will always exist, just as cheats will, but the damage they cause can be limited. Cheating has been commercialized to where it's at today for Rust because it's treated as a normal occurrence. A quick search on YouTube or TikTok reveals numerous videos promoting cheat sales for Rust, treating it as a common thing rather than a serious issue. While policies from Discord, YouTube, and TikTok should eventually prevent the promotion of cheat sales, similar to their stance on gambling and
It's as I said, there will always be cheaters in these popular multiplayer games. Always, forever. There will always be cheaters. Forever. Our entire goal with anti-cheating is to decrease the amount of cheaters. And the way we do that is to make the hurdle to start cheating bigger. Make the hurdle to start cheating bigger. As I said earlier, the difference from a CSGO cheat to a Valorant cheat is $1,000. If you want to cheat in CSGO, $10. If you want to cheat in Valorant, $1,000. Of course, way less people will cheat in Valorant. But it's literally 100 times more expensive.
drugs. We can already appreciate the proactive measures taken by FacePunch, who have recently collaborated with BrandShield to limit the marketing of cheats and scams within Rust. Some of you may remember Galank from my first Rust documentary. He was an active admin who explained why he started selling cheats. What we failed to realize is that Rust is simply a small fish in a big pond. We have yet to fully investigate the business and regulations that make this such a big issue. We've only scratched the surface. So, have cheaters finally won? No, but neither have the game developers. Raising awareness of these issues is what ultimately drives them to be resolved. While the war on cheats may never truly be over, you can take comfort.
The scary part is, right? Non-cheaters. This is my issue. This is my issue with cheating in every game. Non-cheaters, non-hackers, they buy into the narrative that the anti-cheats are bad. Like, if, like, you guys saw this, we saw this a month ago in the Warfinder. There was hundreds upon hundreds of posts about how Battle.ai was bad and worthless, and why even do it? Why even have Battle.ai? It's so worthless and bad. This narrative is pro-hacker and pro-cheater. Every single... God, this is something keep in mind. Keep in mind in your head. Every single time ever someone says something negative about an anti-cheat, they are most likely pro-cheater and pro-hacker. But they don't even realize it. They don't even realize what they're doing. They're spreading a pro-cheater and pro-hacker narrative.
Knowing that, whether through the efforts of administrators or game developers, as long as games are fun, people will continue playing them.
But the thing is, they'll lie. It's so weird. Honorable players, non-cheaters, they'll come out and lie about anti-cheats. They'll spread narratives about anti-cheats that are just untrue. That's what happened with Battle.ai. There was probably 100 posts before Battle.ai was even introduced. Before Battle.ai was even added to Warfinder, I mean. There's probably 500 posts on the Warfinder subreddit about how bad Battle.ai is and how bad the developers are for adding it. Like, let's think logically about this. Let's think logically about this. Gaijin Entertainment, the developers of Warfinder, probably spent $10 million minimum. $10 million, probably more, for a partnership with Battle.ai. And then you have all these fucking inbred idiots complaining. They're complaining. Like, hey, players, we just spent $10 million on a new anti-cheat. I hope you're happy. And every single post is people who have no idea what they're talking about. Hundreds upon thousands of people who have no idea what they're talking about. And they're attacking Battle.ai and Gaijin. If I was Gaijin, imagine I'm Gaijin. I just spent, let's say, 10% of my quarterly revenue. I just spent 10% of my quarterly revenue. And people are mad at me. They're mad at me. People are actually mad at me. It's like giving medicine to a toddler. It's actually like giving medicine to like a 3-year-old. They can be mad, but not for these reasons. It's like a 3-year-old being mad. You're saying, here, you're sick. You have an illness. I have your medicine right here. Take this medicine. And these stupid ass fucking 3-year-olds are like, no, I don't want to take medicine. It's really bitter. Do you see what the problem is? Because that's the anti-cheat rhetoric. the War Thunder player base complaining about Butterfly are the 3-year-olds not realizing that that Gaijin just spent money. They spent a ton of money to delete cheaters from the game. They spent a ton of money to get more cheaters gone, to cure the sickness. But the pill is slightly bitter. So people are complaining. So stupid. Oh, Gloom says, shout out to Jack Shepard. He's right. Thank you, Jack Shepard, for this amazing video. It's really insightful. And yeah, amazing. Great work. Jack Shepard, have you guys seen... There's one more video like this. There's one more video like this.